Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 3 of the 2024 Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships presented by Barbasol. It's our final event of the season. It's moving day. I'm Erica Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We're your two hot geese.
Honk. And I don't know what's more pleasant with a sunnier disposition, the Charlotte weather today or your two hot geese. What do you think?
I think it's definitely the weather.
It is definitely the weather. I was just kidding you guys. We're watching some really clean golf on the front nine, particularly from Ohn Scoggins, who is 6 down already. The best score we saw yesterday. She has 1 stroke over Kristin Tattar and Missy Gannon.
Annika Sten with a 7 down, shooting up the leaderboard, tying with the hot round so far. But it looks like pretty much anyone in the top 10 could shoot 7 down today. Everyone really dialing in Nevin on moving day. The 3rd round out of 4 this week in the new format of the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships. Let's start it out with this very easy par 3. We love this right in the middle of the round and right before we enter the gauntlet of difficult holes on the back nine. It's uphill, so it plays longer than that 242 number, but not by much. You see a lot of players erring to the left side and maybe having an obstructed putt.
Ohn was over there yesterday. She is definitely the only player throwing a destroyer on this hole.
Makes a great correction today.
Missy going Thrasher, just going with what's comfortable. And she's going to find that left side, be slightly obstructed with a tester putt. Pretty.
Kristin getting some ground play up to just outside the bullseye, nice and straight.
And a good correction from yesterday where she pulled it too far to the right and had kind of a strange shot from inside those trees.
This playing as the easiest hole today, to no surprise, 65% of the field birdieing, 14 out of 20 competitors, circle 1 in regulation.
Missy up first for the birdie. Oh, yeah. So cool to see Missy come out here. If you didn't watch the front nine, she had a perfect, what, was it a turkey start?
Mm-hmm.
Was it four? Four in a row?
Sharp-shinned hawk.
Sharp-shinned hawk to start and has just kept that momentum going. Kristin with a slower start, but at least getting her pars moves to 3 down with that one.
Ohn with another birdie in her 2nd turkey of the round.
Yeah, crazy. Ohn. And Missy moving to 7 down with that.
And we have a star frame here on hole 10.
Very
Your
nice.
star frame dance, $25 to Edge for only the 2nd time this weekend, I believe. Third time.
2nd or 3rd for sure. Ohn, Missy, Annika Sten, all 7 down.
Yeah, tying the course record.
See if they can hold on. Hole 11 is a par 3 downhill, 286 feet. We're going to an elevated pin here with a big drop off behind it. We saw Ohn essentially park it. She was inside the bullseye, but had to putt straight up. It's extraordinarily difficult if you go too far past this basket. It's another one where a forehand can work, a backhand can work. Those things can also not work. You're not really thinking about this mandatory on the left. That's more for the MPOT pad and where we used to go from farther back.
It's a strikingly similar hole to hole 9, just with a little bit more of a treacherous green and a little bit less distance.
Ohn just throwing, I believe, a JK AVR there. Not trying to get too crazy.
Missy with a gentle turning shot, riding the left side of the fairway, not quite getting the ground play she wants, getting tangled up on that last corner tree. She'll have a kind of scary downhill death putt at this elevated pin.
Kristin going forehand with that medium moonshine harp. She pulls it a little bit too far over to the left and gets kind of the worst kick out of that situation. Holland Too much turn there. No one quite able to get on the dance floor.
Holland's so close to a good shot there. Getting an unfortunate, pretty bad kick. But she is able to just chip down to the green and take a par. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We say uh-oh because she's going to feel really small down that hill in a second. Kristen just trying to lay up, but also going to trickle down. It's not the worst putt coming back, but it's not what you want after a layup.
It definitely takes a little bit of mental fatigue.
Own lining up this death putt, it looks like. Love the run, just a touch low, but it sits nicely, it looks like.
Wow. I'm a little surprised she ran for that. I know she can make it every time, but that is a very high-risk putt. If you just draw metal, you can ramp so far down this hill.
Hey, man, it's $15,000 different between first and second place.
That's true.
Be nice to have a couple extra strokes.
Exactly. It's $15,000. Yeah. It can turn into a double so fast.
And that can be a one-stroke difference. Mm-hmm. Kristen making good on that putt.
Around pars here on the lead card. There were 3 birdies today on hole 11. Paige Pierce and Evelina Salonen both parking the hole. Hannah Wynn from Circle 1.
Hannah having a really good tournament. I think she's hovering right around the top 10, which, again, she was right at that 20th spot with no stroke advantage going in.
She shot a great round yesterday, just struggled on hole 17 and 18, getting out into the wide open.
Mm-hmm. Silva Saarinen on Chase Card has been having a phenomenal round. She's kind of in a string of pars right now. I believe she is...
That's so good.
Yeah. Currently 5 down.
You do not see a lot of tap-in birdies on 14.
Sure don't. And that's to put her to 6 down, making a push. Yeah, she's in a tie for 5th now with Evelina. A lot of scores under par here.
Hole 12, another par 4. A very technical par 4. You want to throw your drive over these 2 stumps and ideally land a little bit to the left side of this very tiny landing zone. That's what it takes to open up your second shot to the green and ideally be able to throw a backhand nice and straight. It's a little too pinched off for any sort of flexing shot, like a forehand that a lot of our players like to throw, especially in the woods. The main thing you want to avoid is landing in that ditch or going early left, I would say.
Yeah, this is definitely played as one of the harder holes, at least to birdie. Every single day.
It just takes 2 very, very exact and specific shots. The landing zone is so tiny.
Mm-hmm. Own throwing stump high, but getting through. Missy had a great drive on this one yesterday.
Missy also stump high.
Ooh, kind of gets an anti-skip. Might be a little tough over there.
This is a great looking shot from Kristen.
Beautiful. Oh, she's well past that ditch. Makes the cameraman turn around.
That was a giant shot.
Yeah, that's a statement. That's her Gold Line St. Pro.
That is such a small or narrow fairway to go that far, that straight on. Holland working a little bit more of a flex. I do like this line. Oh,
so close. She's been so close all day.
I loved that flex line as well. And now look how pinched off she is. There's just not much to work with.
That's looking amazing. Kind of pushing the right side, but the exact right shape she needed, and should be an easy par. Maybe a long look at a putt.
Missy pinched off to the right. Has to throw a big turnover shot. I think it's smart not to get super aggressive here and just try to keep something in the middle. A little too high risk of a shot to try to get all the way to the green.
Agreed. Own having to work the turnover as well, catching a right side tree and kicking over to the left. Gonna have some work left here.
Oh, man, that is perfect.
Yeah, she's really mastered that shot this weekend, kind of pushing that back wall. Still has to make a putt, but a great recovery. And this is Kristen's drive.
Unreal. Definitely the furthest drive of the weekend. Probable stat. Kristen trying to work a flex shot all the way down there, turning it over just a little bit too early, getting an unfortunate tree kick. She's going to have to scramble her par, even with that really excellent tee shot.
Uh-oh, Missy in trouble. Early release. Outside circle 2 looking at a par. Well outside circle 2. This is just a layup.
Missy going to take her first bogey of the day. Only 4 people got to circle 1 in regulation on hole 12. You're psyched for a par.
Or at least relieved.
Kristen trying to still get that birdie.
Holland with a small gap, working an Anheuser putt. Uh-oh. Yeah. I think she's inside the circle, but that's definitely more work than you want on your par.
Owen so close and committed on that putt for par.
Her first bogey of the round as well.
35% of the field bogeyed this one.
Holland low on the par attempt.
Our lead card struggling on 12.
I think most people struggling on 12.
There were 3 birdies. Valerie Mandujano, Kat Murch, and Haley King getting the 3s. Only 5 people even made it to circle 2 in regulation. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. This hole definitely showing our lead card quite a bit of trouble. And we're going to have a tie at the top now between Kristen and Owen. Missy going to slide one back of that. Checking in again with Silva Saarinen. She's ahead on hole 15. It's a 346 foot par 3.
Silva taking the Missy line up the right side.
Yeah, we haven't seen anyone else take that besides Missy.
Coming up just a bit short, but putting.
Oh, man.
Nice.
And very few people have gotten that. And that's to, again, go 7 down, which was her score and course record on day 1. I wonder how many people take that right side. I would love to know. I'm going to say probably 3. Hole 13, another par 5 that's less than 700 feet, not something you say very often. If you can get a hyzer into the center, you are sitting very nicely. It's another one where you're kind of just chipping, trying to stay in the center and managing. I'm not really giving a whole lot of details on shot shapes because no one ever plays this hole the same way twice. No out of bounds to speak of, just a lot of trees. This one is averaging over par, even at less than 700 feet. Pretty wild for a par 5. I would say the worst mistake off the tee is early left. Like that.
Uh-oh.
And she might have a gap, but birdie's, I think, out of the question.
Oh, and wrapping the corner really nicely, but she's calling for it to push a little bit further straight, and it does just enough. She is through all the trees, out in the open.
Missy, that looks pretty dang good. Oh, yeah.
Settle. Oh, yeah. Oh, right on a tree, but
Still great.
yeah, enough distance that it makes up for the fact that it's not directly in the center of the fairway. like you have to be on this hole most of the time.
Holland early.
And another pretty bad kick. Really seeing the worst of it today, but still somehow salvaging a decent round.
Yeah, honestly, she only has 2 bogeys.
Kristen forced to go from a knee from the rough. You always know that's a really good spot when you have to do both.
What a good recovery shot, though. Holland super pinned up and unable to fully get out, though I think she at least has an open look from there. But boy, I mean, she has at least 500 feet to go and is already on her 3rd shot. Uh-oh.
Yeah, a little too much turn on this one. And it gets tangled up too, doesn't get the fade out to the fairway. Owen with a really beautiful flex forehand shot.
Kristen's 3rd, trying to get around this corner a little bit with a flex sidearm. That's looking really good.
Missy can see the basket.
Not getting too aggressive with that sidearm, and she doesn't have to after that phenomenal tee shot.
Holland really having to work on this hole, coming fresh off a bogey.
And we haven't really seen mistakes stack too much from any of our competitors this weekend, but you can see how quickly it can happen.
Yeah, this played is the 2nd most difficult hole of the day.
Just so much danger everywhere.
Hole 12 was the 3rd most difficult, so these two, you just kind of have to pull your pants up and get through them and see what happens.
Kristen's 4th trusty harp sidearm. It's going to be, is that still over 200 feet? Regardless, beautiful approach shot.
Yeah, really great angle with that downhill. Missy's 3rd with the chance to birdie here. This is technical.
Oh, yeah. Look at that little frisbee beach throw. What a cool shot.
Oh, and a little tree love.
Beautiful. Man, I would love to throw that shot just like she did. That was
I
gorgeous.
want a slow-mo of that.
Uh-huh. Holland working the sidearm and puts her 5th shot close. Could have been worse.
Yeah. Owen with a long look for birdie in the spectator rope. Oh.
Solid run. Kristen for a really solid par save. Wow. And even though she's not having the best round, getting par out here is huge. She hasn't had a bogey yet. And I say that as not the best round for her.
Yeah, and it's crazy because she's not really throwing consistently good tee shots.
Yeah.
So to recover over and over and over again, I mean, it takes a lot of mental effort. Missy going to take the only birdie on our lead card on 12 and one of only 2 on the day today.
And for the 3rd unique time this round, we have a 3-way tie at the top.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Cat Merch, the only other birdie shout out.
Holland going bogey, bogey, sliding back. She's now 6 strokes back of the leaders.
Missy was the only player to get in circle 1 for birdie at all.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
And she's one of the only ones to go that aggressive off the tee, probably.
Here's hole 14, another difficult par 3, the gauntlet, 320 feet, just go straight forever and ever. We saw Silva Saarinen park the hole with a perfectly unwavering, no turn, no fade disc golf shot, sliding up to the koozie. Going off the fairway, either left or right, can be difficult to recover from. It's one of those holes where you kind of want to go far off because if you get pinched behind these big trees, it can be tough to even get up to the green and save a par.
Missy A nice straight shot, just a little bit of gentle turn, and actually gets a great kick. I think she's even inside the circle. Beautiful shot. So difficult to work any kind of shape through here. Own trying to work a tight flex. Circle two.
Yeah, nice little tree bounce as well.
Kristen working more of the flip up. A decent line, but just a little bit low left. Holland has slid back to 6th place. This looks amazing.
So good.
It's ace material. Chain high.
Coming in hot.
Oh no, it's OB. Oh, does she know?
No, there's probably not a spotter on this hole.
And everyone's cheering. Oh, my heart. It just sunk a little bit.
Oh man, you just don't even think about that OB coming into play.
I literally said in the flyover yesterday, nobody thinks about this. And now everyone is. Hole 14 gets the last laugh. Own long look for birdie. Gonna be a par. See if Missy can one. Is this to take the solo lead? Oh, give it to her.
Right at the spectators.
Give her the slow-mez. Beautiful putt.
Missy, one of only 5 birdies on 14 today. This is played as a tie for the 3rd most difficult hole.
Holland, so unfortunate to not be rewarded for such a beautiful shot.
Oh,
and it's going to be another bogey. You hate to see it. One of those spectators could have kicked it back in.
I know. God, you guys help us out.
And if you're listening and think we're serious, we're never serious. Don't ever do that.
Never touch the disc.
Kristen managing once again to scramble to save par.
Another difficult birdie hole that Annika Sten got.
Nice.
It's a circle 2 putt.
And Missy Cannon, your solo leader for the first time since this tournament started.
Another check-in with Silva Saarinen on 17. A really tough par 4 that calls for a huge distance shot off the tee, but through a very narrow gap and with OB everywhere.
She is, looks like 6 down after that bogey on hole 16. She's going for it.
Yeah, getting aggressive on the second shot. It's totally blind.
Oh, wow. Inside the circle.
Celebrating.
Ooh, a little bit of a high putt, but she is in again. 7 down.
Silva looking unstoppable on the putting green today.
Big moment for Missy. 8 down. Hot round.
And working up after having not so great of a round in round 1. Doing this much work at Nevin is so impressive.
Hole 15, a par 3, 346 feet. We saw Silva birdie it with the right side play. That's Missy's preferred gap as well. This is the left side. Usually you see big kind of flip up to turning shots, but it's difficult to get something all the way in the circle with this line. There's just so many trees in the way and you have to keep the disc turning for such a long time. We saw Own try to go flex forehand, but it didn't quite work yesterday. The actual play, I think, is just kind of a power forehand, which both Kristen and Holland have. We've seen Kristen birdie it, I believe, back-to-back days.
Missy making it through the initial gap, a little on the inside.
That is so beautiful. Dang, she's caught up on the last tree.
She'll have a straddle putt for birdie.
By last tree, I mean there's like 30 of them, like right inside the circle.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Early release on the sidearm from Kristen. She's, what, 20 feet off the tee? Something like that?
Yeah, just a little early on most shots today.
Was kind of late to start.
Yeah.
Now early.
Own getting through the middle line of trees.
That is about as well as you can throw the backhand, I think, on that outside route. We saw Holland park this one in round 1. That is early. But she's about halfway down there. It's going to be a tough scramble, but doable. Kristen's, oof, I will be impressed.
She's got a line. Really great angle, but it just takes so much power to get there on a flex.
Solid effort just to get to circle 2 from there. Holland with largely an open route. A few late trees right by the pin. Beautiful. That was an optical illusion. The trees were behind the pin. Oh man, Kristen even farther than I thought. Was that 100 feet?
Yeah, she's outside circle 2, I think.
Running it. No? Laying it up? Okay.
Oh, Missy farther away than I thought as well. I thought she was inside the circle.
Yeah, just a late tree having to lay up. I would argue that that drive was even better than the one she parked in round 1. Bummer not to see it get rewarded. It's just a tough hole. Own in for birdie.
Capitalizing on a bit of luck up the middle. One of only 3 birdies today.
And to tie it up at the top again.
We saw Silva Saarinen make a circle 2 putt. Rebecca Cox got it from circle 1.
Nice.
Unfortunately, Kristen going to take her first bogey of the round. Which isn't so bad when you hit first available at any hole in Nevin.
It's amazing she's stayed bogey free this long with how off she is compared to normal.
Mm-hmm.
And it is tight up at the top. Look at this. Wonder if Missy can hang on to that course record score or maybe improve it.
Here's hole 16, a new tee pad for us this year. It's kind of a dog-leggy type hole. You want to throw a hyzer shot right at this back wall of trees on the right here and finish to the left. If you come in early, it's almost impossible to get up and down for birdie anymore. You absolutely have to push that back wall of trees to open up your second shot to this basket, pinched over to the left-hand side of the fairway. It's a downhill shot on the first and slightly back uphill on the second. This played as a tie for the third most difficult hole of the day. We really like the change here, but it does not mean that it's an easy hole by any means.
I thought it was going to play easier than it is, though. It's interesting to see things pan out.
This tee shot is another one of those at Nevin that is just the smallest little landing zone in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like Missy with a great shot, but she's going to have a tree in her backswing. It's going to make it tough to get the distance she needs to get up to the green. Oh, and maybe, too, it's just really punishing. If you hit early, you are just toast.
Very true. Holland kicking to the right side of the fairway. She might have something, but it's unlikely.
Yeah, we saw Kristen almost recover a birdie from there yesterday.
Ooh.
Today she makes a great correction.
Very nice. Holland leaning out on a knee, going sidearm hyzer. Really great power from there and gets a good way up there. Easy par at least. Missy having to navigate a turnover right around this tree. Ooh, little flex line. That is amazing. She goes deep. Wow.
Kristen with a step out sidearm. She's really good at this shot.
It's a little bit too much turn, but gets a good kick to circle's edge. Missy and Kristen going to be putting from similar distances for birdie.
Owen pretty pinched off here for the backhand, but she's really good at this shot. We've watched her do it over and over again all day long. pushing that back wall in the flight exactly the way she should.
Holland outside circle 2, probably about 90 feet. Just going to lay it up here. Kristen up first, just inside the circle for birdie.
Nice. Had a great bounce back from the bogey on 15.
Missy looks like she's outside and connects.
Just birdieing everything.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Own to maintain a tie with Missy.
Oh
Ooh.
my, this is just a putting clinic.
Yeah, if you haven't learned anything, you haven't been watching. Three birdies on 16 is great.
Yeah, there were only 5 birdies today. Ella Hansen and Paige Pierce with the other 2.
Missy 9 down now. Own at 8.
I did not think we could see double digits at Nevin.
Yeah,
I just didn't think.
It's possible.
It is.
Hole 17, wildly different from what we've seen so far. It's a par 4, 700 feet. First gap shot feels similar. It's pretty tight. It feels a little scary to go full power out of here, but if you're going to attack like Silva did on the second shot, you do need to get a lot of distance. We've seen Own lay up just short and play for par. That is a popular play, but if you want to win this thing, I think largely we are going to see people going for it for birdie. It's played as one of the harder holes to birdie, and I think generally has some of the most bogeys and double bogeys out here on the course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a 4-way tie for the third most difficult hole, I think. This
wow.
is the third one. I mean, the fourth one.
The fourth, third most difficult hole?
Yep.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up.
They're 40% of the field taking a bogey. It is one of the more bogeyed holes out here, but there also are a slew of birdies today, a third of the field birdieing.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, 6 out of 20 competitors.
Own catches very early, right? It's going to be actually a lot of work for par. Missy out there nicely. Kristen, again, early, and there's OB over there.
Yeah, she's lucky to be in bounds.
Yes.
Really nice second kick.
Holland has really laced this drive every day. Oh no, she got the birdie yesterday, but she catches early too. We haven't seen our lead card or feature card struggle this much on this hole, and look at this. Holland just has to pitch out.
Holland finding the spots today. Just, it feels like she's always scrambling from some of the roughest rough.
Oh, I'm just trying to get this as far as she can. Maybe make the third shot less blind. That looks good. Still a scary shot for par from there.
Holland conceding the bogey. I'm not quite sure how much distance it would take to go across, but respect her playing golf here.
Yeah, just a couple really rough breaks here for Holland. Not off by much, but getting punished.
Kristen also going to just lay up on the short side, play for par.
Curious to see what Missy lines up here.
She's going for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right over the top of the light pole.
Oh my.
Wow.
That is awesome.
It's blind. It is perfect.
She's just going to put it in the bullseye while her competitors struggle on this hole. What a move.
Own, after her layup, still can't quite see the pin.
We saw Kristen hit that little light pole yesterday in a bizarre turn of events. Own gets onto the putting green. I think she's still outside the circle, but a good recovery from that early tree hit. This feels like an intentional.
Kristen opting for the forehand today. Not going to mess around with that thing.
Wow, a very big change in game plan. And A great shot. Holland's fourth. Able to see the green. That was a perfect layup. Simple little hyzer.
Owen heading down to the green to see if she can save her par after that early tree hit.
And I think that's the first putt we've seen her miss all day.
She's like, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Y'all watched all the rest of them?
Holland. Just a bit of a tester for a bogey. Great putt.
Missy, a tap in. Easy birdie.
And getting strokes on this late stretch when it matters the most. A 2-stroke swing here between her and Owen.
One of only 6 birdies today. The only birdie on the lead card. Kristen recovering that par really nicely.
It's pretty crazy because Missy was in a tie for 4th, just squeaking her way up onto lead card. And here she is now with a 2-stroke lead going into 18. 10 down.
That is so crazy. Here is the final hole. This tee shot is no joke to start off this par 5. It really dictates the rest of the hole as well. We saw Missy accidentally throw one in the woods yesterday, and then you are playing for a very difficult par. The second shot, you have to decide how much you want to bite off. Some people don't bite off very much, just try to get to the corner. Some people try to go all the way across. There's a Mando that comes into play that doesn't let players go for it on their second shot. It requires a big distance line that just isn't possible with that thing. Most of our FPO players going for the green on their 3rd or 4th shot.
Missy had trouble with this in round 1 with kind of a similar shot to this. Gets out nicely but fades into that tree line. Might be looking at just a par play from there. She still birdied it, though, in round 1.
Yeah, I feel
which
like
is
with
nuts.
10 down, though, you just want to protect the birdies. Like,
Yeah.
no point in getting another one.
Yeah, let's just wildly speculate about what she'll do. I hear you, though.
Kristen with a nice, pure sidearm shot.
Beautiful.
That wind always seeming to sneak up on this hole.
It does seem worse on 18 than 17.
Mm-hmm.
Nice looking forehand from Owen.
I think when Missy throws forehand on this tee, she's officially a forehand girl.
Ooh, hot take. Low line drive from Holland. It's kind of a punishing skip. That's a solid shot. If it skips on the short grass, it would have been so much better. It's not bad, though.
Holland from the shadows. Just chipping up to the corner.
Yeah, not getting super aggressive with the OB line. That's a great play. She's center cut.
Kristen directed a little bit more to the right.
She did the same play yesterday, throwing nice and high on a hyzer. Perfect.
Center cut.
Owen has been going forehand on the second. Goes backhand today. All right.
It's a great looking shot from Owen.
Perfect. She's just perfect no matter what, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
These are some really amazing layups. And Missy way out of the gap. Is she? Oh, just in a really deep lunge.
Mm-hmm.
She was so close to the ground.
Forced to just pitch out.
What do you think? Aggressive layup?
I don't think so. Uh-oh.
I'm wondering if she's going to that like secondary
That's
layup
not-
spot.
That's not aggressive enough at all.
Ooh, in danger here of a bogey. She doesn't seem worried. Kristen going forehand on the third. A nice play to stay in bounds the entire way.
And a perfect distance to get up into the bullseye. Holland doing the same with a little bit more of a hyzer line, hoping to spike it into the green. She's going to have an edge of circle putt for her birdie.
Yeah, rough back nine for Holland.
Owen going over OB the whole way with this backhand.
Wow, yes. Gorgeous shot.
Oh, Missy just going to have to pitch out. She's so deep in here. She can't even swing. Going to have to finish her round out with a bogey at best.
At best. Still, I mean, you know, not the easiest upshot here. Pretty short, though. Got a 20, was that 8 feet left? Holland, long look for a birdie.
Look at this wind.
Yeah, it looks like mostly left to right, maybe headwind.
Oh,
come on.
No way.
Okay, it's inbounds, but still.
Man, she is just
getting worked.
She's getting worked today.
And now it's a headwind.
Oh, that's a blood-boiling combination of events.
Yeah. Yeah, rough to see. Holland looks like with a bogey going to finish 3 up. Oh, no, Missy.
Yeah, Missy going to have to settle for a double to finish the round as well.
Own to go 8 down? Yeah, on the round?
That's a 2-stroke swing.
Wow, it's going to be very close going into Championship Sunday.
Kind of a pressure putt here.
Yeah, good for it. So, wow, okay, Missy and Own going to tie at 8 down, the new course record. Interesting turn of events.
The two leaders both shooting course record today on Championship Sunday. You can't really write it up better than that.
No, and I think such a good preview of what is in store tomorrow, needing to get the birdies up front and how difficult this final stretch is. Coming in to the final bit, looking at that $35,000 grand prize.
A lot more bogeys today. It's the end of the season. Everyone's a little ready to be done, but Missy and Owen still putting together really solid rounds. Silva with that 7 down going to climb up into the 4th place position, joining on our lead card tomorrow.
Yeah, Silva's 6 strokes back, but Missy and Kristen tied 1 stroke back of Owen. It's going to be an interesting run tomorrow.
Yeah, Silva looking so consistent out here. I think we could even see her push up into the mix. After that, it kind of drops down the leaderboard. Those stroke advantages really did mean a lot when discussing the format for this final event. We have one more day tomorrow for Championship Sunday out here at Nevin and to wrap up the entire season. So please come hang with us. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erica Stinchcomb. We're the Two Hot Geese. Come join us on our final flight.